Okay, for this assignment, your job is to create 3D text. So just like any one-point perspective drawing, you're going to begin with that line that separates the ground from the sky, called the horizon. Then you're going to add a point in the center of the horizon line, called the vanishing point. From there, you're going to begin to write your text. Now, I'm just going to write the word text, and I'm going to use my ruler, and following the rules, I'm going to create only 3 kinds of lines. Vertical lines, horizontal lines, and notice I'm using my ruler instead of just freehanding it, so I have nice crisp lines. Or finally, the third kind of line you can draw is an orthogonal line, a line that goes to the vanishing point. And now I want to draw from the corner of my T to the vanishing point. And then from this corner, which will be a very sharp angle, but it should be there. And from here. And it's important you line your ruler up as best you can so you get a good, crisp, clean line. And then finally over here, you'll see a little sliver of that T. So now it looks like I've got a very long T, but I don't want it to appear so long, so I want to stop it somewhere. So I'm going to choose an area. I'm going to choose along this plane here. Now, this is the tricky part where kids can get confused. I want to create a parallel line that connects with here. So my line, parallel to the horizon, parallel to this, is going to now connect. Like so. And then again, a parallel line to here. So if you remember that rule, 3 kinds of lines, vertical, horizontal, or orthogonal, you're going to do just fine. And now I'm going to erase the lines that don't need to be there. Eventually, and even now, if you decide you'd like to try doing this without making the lines go all the way to the vanishing point, you can certainly do that just simply by holding your ruler up and only drawing the portion that you need. And that'll work just fine too. So I've erased the line where the horizon was, and I could keep going and make the word text here all look 3D. At that point, once you've completed your word, which can be your first name, your last name, or even just another word, you want to create a light source. And that could be here, the vanishing point, or it could be here or here. For our purposes, I'd like you to use the vanishing point as your light source, knowing that the light is coming from here. I know this plane, this surface, is going to be the darkest because this area is away from the light. So you'd want to take your time in shading, and you could certainly use color. But this part of the T is going to be dark because it's away from the light. It's actually facing the exact opposite of the light. If you can imagine, the other side of the T, over around the other side, would be quite light. It would be all lit up. Now underneath, it's probably going to have a little bit of shadow, but not as much. And same here. Here, though, very little shadow because that's where the light is going to be shining mostly. I can also make a shadow. The shadow, too, though, has to go to the vanishing point. So you can see here how this line from the T also has to go to the vanishing point. And here you have to kind of guess where you imagine the cross part of the T would end up. And then you can shade that in as well. So give that a try. See if you can make a 3D text using linear perspective.